Alright, so for this week, I kind of want to talk about something different. So, a couple weeks ago, I made a video about having a bad day, and how I said it was okay to have a bad day, and how it's perfectly normal, especially when you're dealing with mental health issues and you're trying to recover and stuff like that. So, I talked about that, and I kind of went through everything, and what's that like, what it feels like, and just trying to almost learning to be okay with a bad day, as it's perfectly normal to have a bad day. So I was kind of just trying to tell everyone that it's okay for that day to be to happen. So I kind of wanted to go over the opposite of that this week when I was kind of discussing, or I was kind of thinking about what type of video to make this week as I wait for therapy next week. And I kind of wanted to go more positive route this week, and I kind of want to talk about why it's great to have a good day, and while having a good day is something that you should, be thankful for, and something that you should cherish, and something that you should, really enjoy. You really gotta enjoy your good days. So that's something that I wanted to talk about today. Sorry if I take breaks for every few seconds. I have a couple notes that I want to talk about. So yeah. So last week, it was Friday. I ended up hitting. So last week I ended up hitting Twitch affiliate on Twitch. It's something that I've been working very hard to get. Maybe it's not the biggest goal for a lot of people, and some people have probably hit it very quickly, very easily, but it has not come easy for me. And it's something that I've been working very hard to get. I've been networking, I've been putting my name out there, I've been very consistent with content, either on TikTok or Twitch. So it's been something that I've been focusing really hard to do. And I've had pretty strong growth for me. Over doubling like my following and everything like that, and average viewers going up. So after all that work, I finally hit affiliate, which was a very big moment for me. It's something that I've been working on and I haven't been able to hit. So when I hit it, it was great news to wake the day up to, and from there I immediately got to work on setting everything up with the next stage and what that looks like. And, all that's a good process, and that gets your head going. And I felt good during the day. Um, but yeah, I felt good, and it was a lot of work, but I really put a lot of time in after I hit it, and I did everything I needed to like take the next steps and move forward with the program, and I ended up successfully doing it all in that day, and it went well. And now, and then so that's what made the day good. I was proud of my accomplishments and everything like that. But that's just one part of the day, and then setting everything up, that's another part of the day. But then you still have the rest of the day. So you tell the people about your news, and that also feels good because now you're sharing your successes. So my good day continues. But like a lot of people, even when you're dealing with mental health and everything, even when you have good days, there's gonna be moments in that day that aren't so good. And I had moments where I thought about other things, and there was things that I wish could still happen or were different. And it at one point it started to affect the good day that I was having, and I didn't want it to take over my day because it was a day that I earned and a day that I deserved. So despite it being difficult, I took control of my day. I made sure that I enjoyed my day because I deserved to enjoy my day, and I did. It wasn't easy, but I said, I just screw it. I'm just gonna look at all the positives that today has brought me and just go from there. And I did, and I ended up having a good night, shared the information with some friends, and just enjoyed my day. And I'm very happy about that. So so talking about that, the process of going through that, it wasn't the easiest thing, but it is what it is. Another point I want to talk about with a good day is that while it's a good day and it's good to enjoy everything, I wanted to make it a point to not get like too high on myself because I've kind of trying to be more just balanced in my life. I'm not trying to get too high or too low in any situation. So even though it's a good moment for me and it's a big deal, and I have the right to enjoy and celebrate that, I didn't want to be like the end all be all, and be like, okay, now I can relax, or now I can rest. Like there's still like it was a big deal, but there's still things to accomplish and there's still things to move forward with. So I enjoyed it, but there's still things to move on with. So I'm gonna take my wins, but I'm gonna keep going further. So not getting too high, not getting too low, just trying to keep a balance in your life to me was important. So finding a happy medium. Uh, and obviously, no one ever wants to be low, but it's just gonna happen naturally. but trying to conserve that, trying not to get too low, because I feel like when you have super highs, that also opens the door for more big lows, because you're creating these unworldly expectations that maybe, you know, you realistically can't keep all the time. So when you don't meet those, um, you're gonna feel so negative and you're gonna feel so down about it. So I'm just trying to keep like a balance with it, and that's just kind of the name of the game at this point in my life, is balance. So yeah. So like I said, you know, I had my own negative thoughts during my good day, but do not let that encroach on your good day. It's your day. It's your good day. Don't let someone else or something or some thought ruin your days. Good days are not the easiest things to come by, especially when you're dealing with any type of mental health issues. So you really need to just take your wins, take your losses, but really enjoy those wins. That's just, that's something that I've learned, something that I've, talked with my therapist about, is like, being proud of my accomplishments. I need to enjoy the work that I've put in, even if it doesn't always, come out to the best things. Enjoy your work. Enjoy the things you accomplish. It's very human to have good days and bad days. And, like I said, it's okay to have a bad day because it's just natural. But it's also great to have a good day. It's something that we should all strive for. I want these good days to be more consistent. So I'm going to keep doing what I can, and I want these good days to just be the norm. But I'm not going to get too high on myself. I'm not going to get too crazy. I'm not going to let my ego go wild or anything like that. I'm not going to let almost like false hope get the best of me or anything like that. I'm just going to keep a balance, keep a level head, and keep moving forward. So yeah, enjoy your wins, enjoy your bliss. This is going to be a really short episode compared to some of the other ones we've had, but I didn't really have too much to talk about this week. But I thought about just the content that I've already created, so I figured I've covered a bad day. Let's cover a good day. Let's talk about the differences, or let's talk about how to enjoy it, how to continue to move on. Because mental health isn't easy, so we should applaud and we should salute our wins and our good days. So enjoy your day. Hopefully everyone else has a good day. I hope you enjoyed listening. I know it was really short, but have a good day. I'll be back next week to talk about my therapy for the third time. And yeah, thank you for listening. Bye.